Okay, let's talk about Rob Henie and his report, his ECHR, which is East Coast Racing Report, and WCHR, which is West Coast Racing Report. Rob handicaps as a professional year-round, but the most popular meets by far, not just with his clients, but in the country, are Del Mar and Saratoga. And we're right on the verge. Saratoga, July 15th, and Del Mar, July 16th coming up. And we've got a really, really great package price for you if you want to give Rob's service a try. Now, just to go over this briefly, the Rob has been doing this for about 17 years now. And overall, he's probably recognized as one of the best overall public handicappers. In other words, handicappers that offer their selections in the nation. He's at Del Mar, for example, which starts July 16th. He's going for 4 straight years of profits. He's made money at the last 4 Del Mar meets. Saratoga was a nice profit last year, and he's pretty confident he can do it again this year. Here's some of the results, Rob, over the past few years. Del Mar 2020. Again, this is based on $20 win rate wagers, just $20 win rate wagers. Everything else, like with exactas, trifectas, you can go ahead and play those based on his selections, but he bases everything on a $20 win rate wager. You can see he had $1,100 profit in 2020, $849 in 2019. $1,300 in 2018, and last year Saratoga was a profit of $1,200. And again, that's just on $20 wagers. He's got some very, very famous and well-known clientele. Bob Baffert has been a subscriber of his for forever. He uses his reports to evaluate competition and the races that he's placing horses in. Steve Davidowitz, he used Rob's service. He passed away a few years ago, but he used Rob's service almost exclusively. Tom Console, who is a really great handicapper on his own, uses Rob's report. He says something kind of interesting here. He says, he's confident in his own handicapping, but he always looks at Rob's reports, and he really likes Rob's first-time starters. When Rob selects first-time starters, he's again the best we've ever seen with first-time starter horses. But over the last couple of years, has yielded a plus 37% ROI, just flat betting on when Rob suggests a first-timer. And one thing Tom says, and this seems to be true, we find it all the time, he says, I find it a bit amusing and discouraging when clients tell me they want to win at the races. I always recommend Rob's service, but few seem willing to pay half the price of a cup of coffee a day to actually hire a winning handicapper. And that's true. People say they want to win, and you can hire Rob for a very, very reasonable price and have a much, much better chance of making money at the races than you would on your own. Here's another fellow who says kind of the same thing. He's been using it for years, and people always wonder what he's using and why he's cashing so often. And again, he tells them, subscribe to Rob's service. It's so darn reasonable. Just do it. Now, Rob makes some interesting comparisons here. He says, like, when you hire him, you're hiring a professional staff to do the work for you. We're on the job every day providing you with the best information available. We are serious professional handicappers dedicated to providing our friends and clients with knowledge that is not available at the corner newsstand. And he tells how his clientele, trainers, jockey agents, top name handicappers. He's got a couple top name handicappers that don't want their name mentioned, but just rest assured you would recognize the names immediately. And then he tells you straight up, he says, we don't make pie in the sky promises like all the ripoff services do. We don't win every day, no one does, and anybody that tells you differently is just yanking your chain. But we do win often enough and at good enough payoffs to show a profit at most meets we cover. And again, he's been doing this for 17 years now. He kind of compares it how, if something goes wrong in the house with the plumbing, we hire a plumber who's about $120 an hour these days, carpenters $80, lawyers, etc., probably $300 or $400 an hour these days. So we readily hire these specialists because we don't know how to how to be a plumber, how to be a carpenter, how to be a lawyer. So we have to hire somebody. So he's saying it just makes perfect sense to hire a professional handicapper. By hiring a team of specialists like our staff, you relieve yourself of the burden of handicapping without the proper tools. We do one thing, we do it well, select winning horses for ourselves and our clients. And again, the cost literally is pennies a day. Again, it's first-time starters. Over the past 3 years, Rob's hit with 42% of his first-time starter releases. Some at huge prices, $117, $187 are the largest, but he gets plenty in the $20 range, etc. He's got commentary when you get the email every racing day, and there's commentary on every race and how he suggests you play. Sometimes he suggests you don't play at all, but he does tell you when he really likes a horse, when he's got what's called a best bet, it'll be suggested win wager, and it'll be highlighted in green. This particular horse, Rosie's Patch, paid $22 to win, $9.60 to place. He does get a lot of nice double-digit plays. He also keeps total track of what's going on. He'll list the previous day and the winners. Here's just Friday and Saturday from late June. Again, you can see the number of winners he had just in 2 days. And again, that doesn't happen all the time, but very, very often he'll have 4 or more winners on a given day. Here's Bob Newmeyer, who also NBC Sports also subscribes to him. And basically, we're going to show you what the report looks like. Here's an example. Again, this is from June 26th. But you'll get the report in the email. He'll tell you about if there's any suggested win wagers on the card and what races they're in. Again, then he'll go down and list the previous day's results. And then, as you know, by race, he'll tell you who he likes. Now, if it's not in green, that means it's not a best bet. But still, these horses are always worth looking at. Here he doesn't make much commentary. Sometimes he says it's a formful off-ring. It's going to be mostly favorites, and he's usually right, so he just doesn't bother betting. Here's the commentary again on Rosie's Patch, who won. So again, you'll get this report every day, and it comes in the email, usually a few hours, 3 hours or so before post time. He likes to wait for any late changes, like scratches. Sometimes it rains late, and he says don't play because it's raining, etc. But again, when you subscribe to his service, you will get easily, no doubt about it. You'll probably get 2 or 3 times the number of winners you would on your own, and winners at good prices, because he thoroughly analyzes all these races. And the price is so reasonable. It's $99 for Del Mar, $99 for Saratoga. If you want both meets, it's $155, which is really a great deal. So seriously consider it. At this price, you don't even have to bet. You can just observe and see how he does and decide whether you want to continue at the next meet, etc. But again, it's so worthwhile, so take a shot with it, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.